This is my last interview and it's turned into a therapy session. I'm like this, oh, this bitch is gonna try to make me cry right now. Okay, I got it. 6 weeks prior to my heart attack, I'm in Los Angeles and I fainted. That was like the biggest red flag. And I remember just getting up and having people around me, and I was just like, whoa, I guess I was dehydrated. I started making excuses. And it wasn't until the Friday before my heart attack that my dizzy spells were so bad that I had to leave the gym, and I'm on the streets here in New York with my dog, and I was so dizzy that I was on 17th and 8th Avenue on my hands and knees on the phone talking to a friend of mine. I was like, I need to see a doctor. And it was like, okay, I'll go on Monday. I'm going on Monday, let's make the appointment. And the Sunday I had my heart attack. When I was in the gym that day and I had a heart attack and immediately went into cardiac arrest, I was basically dead on that floor. I was in the hospital for 7 days. I had to be put into a coma for those first 2. And when I came out of the coma 2 days later, I was told that I not only had a heart attack, but went into cardiac arrest. And so after leaving the hospital, going home, my heart was damaged because I had a widowmaker, and all I was allowed to do was walk, and I was able to walk basically around the block before I got so winded and tired that I had to come back home. And I remember having such good support, like friends wanting to walk with me, and I didn't want anyone walking with me. And that was like one of the hardest times in my life. I didn't have a breakdown, but I got very, very upset. Let's just put it that way, because I've always been able to do things that, people my age aren't supposed to do. And I've always loved doing just challenging things like that. And I remember kind of like having this conversation where I'm talking to my best friend and just being very upset. And I was just like, I just feel like I'm not Superman anymore. And because I felt like I was Superman for a long time. Okay, let me get because I get emotional when I talk about this kind of stuff, and I'm here with you. Working out was everything to me. It was who I am or who I was, and that was my identity. Now, take that, whatever you love so much that makes you who you are, and then take that away from you. Talk about self-reflection. I had to go through an identity crisis and kind of figure out who I was, because if I wasn't the guy working out in the gym and doing all these things that we're talking about, then who was I? For me, I was always like, oh, I'm gonna keep it tight. I'm gonna keep it buttoned up, keep my cards close to my chest. And when you realize you can barely walk around a block when you were used to doing crazy CrossFit workouts and pushing yourself to that red line on practically a daily basis, I was embarrassed because of this. When you died on a gym floor and have a second chance at life, let me tell you, you're gonna find ways to appreciate life in a completely different way. You don't really know what you're made out of until something like this happens, and this happened to me. And I'm just trying to do the best that I can, and not only help myself because I needed help at that time, but to help somebody else. Because I think about that person that had a heart attack today. I know what they're feeling. I know what they're going through. And if I can help them, then I guess this terrible thing that happened to me was worth it.